Warning, the following may contain roving maulers.
Join fantasy authors Phil Tucker, Timandra Whitecastle, David Benem, Benedict Patrick, and Josiah Bancroft as they roll dice and take on the bad guys in a game of Dungeons and Dragons. 5 authors, 5 worlds, 1 adventure. It's time to get crit-faced.
Previously on Crit-Faced, having buried their deceased companion, the remaining heroes prepare to settle down in a ruined manor house to the south of the village. However, as Kellen inspects the rundown building, he comes across something of interest. He finds the hilt of a sword lying forgotten in the mud.
You find the hilt of a sword. It looks really finely wrought. You don't seem to have any indication as to what has happened to the blade of this sword at all. It seems to be made of some kind of metal. I'm not sure whether Callan would recognise sort of platinum, but it's got a sheen that reminds you slightly of silver. And you managed to find this.
Lord Talfrin cautioned me not to grab every blood spear, but this isn't a spear, so I'll grab it.
Okay.
What are you doing? What are you doing down there? Are you grabbing anything? Sir? Sir? Are you grabbing things?
Quiet!
Oh,
Madame
God.
Rousseau!
Oh.
So you...
Putting on my turban.
As soon as you hold the blade, the hilt in your hand, you get the distinct impression of curiosity from it.
No.
Can I...
Let it go.
As in, it's curious, or I'm curious about it.
Absolutely. It is.
It
you
is
get the
curious.
impression it seems to be very curious about you.
Well, I'm a barbarian. I've kind of taken a good turn here to rid Barovia of this madness that grips it.
Why is he talking down there? He's talking a lot to something. I think we should go.
Is it like it's because I just checked. This is like we're in a dead village, right? That's sort of half drowned.
Yes.
And we had the part of the prophecy that said something about a sword of sunlight.
Yes.
In the dead village drowned by a river. Now, I don't
Yes,
know
yes.
if this is drowned by a river, but it's like, could it be the sun sword? Like, give it to me. I am the sunlight person. Like, I am radiant and beautiful. Just give me the sword.
Oh, I'll let Master Son have a turn with it. I don't like this thing checking me out.
Just don't let her start calling it her precious.
Oh, God.
So Master Sana, Kellen hands this blade over to you, and you get that impression, very intense curiosity. As a little bit of confusion, as it almost seems to recognise the fact that it's been passed to someone else, but that's replaced very quickly with curiosity.
Well, because I'm such an outstanding morally person, it's like, this sword is going to like me, I know it.
Okay. So what's our plan, guys?
So are we all like going to talk to the sword? But me, I would like to say something to the sword. Can I have it for a second?
No.
Okay, that's fair.
So, what's our plan, guys?
Well, so far we have half a sword and lots of frogs. Can we study the sword, or do we want to?
So, just like Kellen and his blood spear, if we're wanting to study any potentially magical items, we must
short rest.
Take a wee short rest.
Okay, so let's take a short rest. I need to look at my pipe. You need to look at your half a sword, and I think that Kellen can do watch. Do we need to watch for a short rest?
I'll stand watch.
You have a blood spear.
So again, it is getting to the later sides. You guys happened on Berez in the afternoon. You've fought an evil hag. You've buried a friend. You're searching the mansion. So we're starting to get into evening, sunset-y type time. So are we happy to...
You think we should not do this here? We should go somewhere where there's no skulls? Is that what you're saying?
Giving you the facts. You can decide what to do with them.
So with short rest, we don't get like a third spell levels back.
No. You'd have to
okay,
take a long rest
so...
for that. But you could stay here overnight, obviously, as an option.
What do you guys think? I mean, is this a good idea?
Well, what's our further plan? So it's like we can stay here and rest a bit. And even though we're still grieving our friend, Motar friend,
Who?
he would want us to carry on. And I remember that we had we have the gem, which we could bring back to the winery, which will do immense good for the whole of Barovia.
Oh yes, and they
then
have.
We also have we met these guards from Vallaki on the way, and I gave them my word that we would return there, so that they don't get into trouble too much.
Yes, but you give your word to everyone. That doesn't mean anything, does it?
It does actually.
Oh, it does. Oh,
Yes,
I've been doing it wrong then.
Absolutely wrong.
Okay.
But maybe we can teach you to be a more upright and moral person.
Ah, really?
But that's the question. So how do we proceed from here? So do we have a long night's rest? And
This seems like a bad place to do that. Okay.
But we've destroyed all the scarecrow people, and
Have we? Have we really?
Yeah.
I think it's as safe as anywhere in Barovia right now.
Okay. So, we definitely should have watches, though. We agree on that.
Yes.
Okay. Who's taking the first watch?
I'll do first watch.
Okay. I will do second watch.
Right.
I will go last.
Where are we Where are we making our base? Because you're in this manor house. There's these 3 rooms. You've got the central room with the staircase that doesn't actually work anymore. That's where the entrance doors are. You've got the room off to the west of it, where most of the walls collapsed to get into that room. And in fact, that room, most of the far western wall of that room has collapsed as well. Or you've got the room to the east, which again has windows into it. It's got the doorway from this hall into it. Where are you guys staying put?
Probably best would be the east.
That sounds right to me.
Okay.
Least wet and horrible.
Least exposed. And we can put something in front of the window, like a barbarian.
And he can look outside and keep watch better.
Yes, yes. Oh, yes, we'll face him outside. That's much better than what I was thinking. Yes.
Okay. So, Kellen, you're taking watch. You've got there's a door to the back. The door to the back won't open. You get the impression that's the one that just opens onto. You feel that there's just like earth behind it, basically. You've got a window off to the east, a window to facing the front of the building, or you've got the doorway into the hall. Where are you going to sort of position yourself?
I guess I'll just stroll between all of them.
Okay. All right, I'll come back to you in a wee second. Jean, you're getting to spend some time with your bone pipes.
Yes, I am.
You take some time to do a few toots on them, get the idea, and then sort of your sort of magical, sort of innate magical curiosity takes over, and you realize that these are pipes of haunting. So these pipes, you actually have the ability, when you play them, you've got the ability to spend a charge. The pipes have 3 sort of charges of magical energy. Each charge that you use creates an eerie, spellbinding tune, and every creature within 30 feet of you will have to succeed on a wisdom saving throw or become frightened of you for 1 minute. Okay.
I'm going to use this tonight.
You can choose whether people who are not hostile to you pass, so that means your pals wouldn't have to worry too much about it. After at dawn every day, the pipe recharges a certain amount of charges. Okay.
So, you said 3
You've got
toots?
3 charges in it at the moment, and every dawn it recharges 1d3 charges. So you get at least 1 back every dawn. Okay. Master Summer. So you're settling down with your hilt. The hilt's curiosity doesn't seem to be being sated at the moment. It seems to be almost like a demanding curiosity. It's like it's wanting to find out more about you.
But how can it how do we communicate?
Yeah, so you actually, as you're thinking that, you get a sense of frustration from the blade, the hilt as well.
Well, I mean, if it's a sword of sunlight, maybe if can I do my radiance thing on it? Maybe.
Right. Do you want to have a go?
Yeah, why not? Let's see if it's really a sunny sword.
Okay.
That's that's like. Do I add then the attack bonus? No, because I'm not attacking.
Well, let's just say you do it, because we don't need to worry too much about an attack. So what happens? What do the onlookers see?
Okay, so I bend over the hilt in concentration and sort of like have it in front of my face with both hands clasped around the hilt, and it's like the hilt starts to glow from the radiant, like the sunbeam that we saw from the burial earlier.
So so as the sort of glow fades, as you sort of do this, and nothing, you can see you get the sense of a bit of surprise, and as the glow fades, you get a bit of, you get the sense that it is impressed, and also a little bit excited as well.
Okay. Yay! Can I go to sleep now?
Okay, well, since you're spending time with this blade, you're also getting to figure out its magical properties. So you sort of get in tune with it, just the way Kellen did with his blood spear, and then what happens? And all of a sudden, and it'll be a big shock to everyone in the room. Suddenly, from the hilt of the blade. The hilt, a blade of pure sunlight ignites up its, lighting up the room. No noise at all from it, just this flash of effervescence, and then as you're holding it in your hand, it's just this the shard of pure sunlight is emanating from it, like the blade of a sword, but instead composed of pure light. So this
like
is
a lightsaber. Again, a lightsaber.
This is a sun blade, and you basically use it as you would your short sword. You get +2 to attack, +2 extra to your attack and damage rolls.
Oh wow!
And anytime you hit an undead creature with it, you also deal an extra 1d8 radiant damage as well. So this
magic weapons.
Undead is plus, what was it?
Plus 1d8 extra damage for
1d8.
undead. Now this actually, because it's not actually made of metal, this doesn't cause slashing damage. There's even basic attacks from the Sunblade cause radiant damage.
Okay, so it's another radiant attack. Okay.
And obviously as well, it's really bright. So that's it is a source of light
in the darkest dungeons through darkest night.
So Kellen and Jean, you obviously see this Sunblade ignite as Master Sun is panning around with it,
and I kind of pee my pants a little bit.
That's quite an impressive sword. That seems like it might be the weapon we were looking for to kill Strahd. Am I correct? So. I think we've had a breakthrough. You know who would really have appreciated being able to see this? The person who would have enjoyed this the most? My auntie. She always wanted to see a sunny sword. I'm sorry she couldn't be here. Well, good night.
Okay, Master Sonna, as the blade fades away, as you get ready to head down, you just feel a sense of pride from the hilt. Kellen, do you want to take a perception check for me as you're on lookout?
All right. 6.
Okay, so is that with your modifiers, Kellen?
That's with everything.
Okay, so
you fell asleep.
He's very tired. Yes.
Oh my God,
Master Sana and Jean. The first
are strangled in their sleep. This is the real we're going to die in our sleep. Oh my God.
Okay. So Kellen doesn't notice anything. So we're going to say that the first sign that the rest of you have of attack is when, Jean, you sort of roll over at some point, just rest as you open your eyes. You see Kellen sort of standing with his back on the window, and you realise that just beyond Kellen is this massive bear-like shape glaring in with red sort of light glowing from its eyes before it leaps into the room to attack. So everyone, would you like to roll for initiative, please?
And for a new barbarian.
I'm going to switch out my dice.
Okay.
These seem to have soured.
I just rolled a natural 1.
Excellent. Master Sana, what did you get?
I got a 16, so I'm going to have to be the first one again.
Galen, what did you get?
14.
Okay. So
Goodbye.
Okay. So what's going to happen here is Master Son is going to go first, then Kellen, then the Thing, then Jean. However, because these guys have caught you unawares, they're getting a surprise round of attack. And I say they because there is one jumping in through the window, but accompanied by another. In fact, there's also one coming in through the western doorway, and one coming in through two coming in through the western doorway, and two coming in through the eastern window. Guys, these are not bears. You were mistaken. They are the size of bears, but they in fact look like wolves if they were enlarged to that kind of shape. These are the most gigantic, well, they're impossibly gigantic wolves you guys have ever seen. They leap in at you to attack. So, Kellen, you have to dive through the window at you, snarling. Now, you can see, because these guys are working together on you, Kellen, they are working considerably better. In fact, they have advantage on their attacks that they're making. So the first one is just a pure black beast snapping at you, and he gets advantage. So he gets 17 versus AC.
That'll hit.
That'll hit. So he will snap at you for 10 piercing damage, and his companion, almost pure black, but he's got a streak, a sort of a skunk-like streak through his hair. He's got advantage. Oh, so he gets 23 versus AC.
That'll miss.
So he will snap at you for another 10 piercing damage. So you've got basically these two beasts grabbing onto your arms. Hopefully you spent your hit dice before this. Master Sana, you've got two rushing in at you from your window. So this first one looks like at one point it was blonde, but now it's obviously been travelling through the marshland, and it's muddied beyond repair. I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but it bites at you for 17 versus AC.
Oh, miss.
17 misses.
Yeah,
and the
18.
Its second companion, a grey wolf, gets 25 versus AC. So again, snaps at you for 10 piercing damage. Let me see. Back. Right. So that was the grey wolf on Master Sana. Blondie didn't get. Okay. Jean Mallarmé, the one attacking you, this is a kind of off ginger mutt, manages to get 25 as well versus AC. So I imagine that
it's close, but he just misses.
So that's 10 piercing damage, and its
I'm dying.
Its companion, a grey one with seems to only have one eye, manages to snap at you for 16 versus AC.
Yes, it also hits.
So it's another 10 piercing damage for you.
Oh, okay. Well, this is going to be a short battle. Lord Calvin, we're coming!
Okay. Top of the round. Before you guys have a chance to react, a figure appears through the western doorway.
Oh, great! So it's getting worse.
More people.
What does that figure look like?
So it's not Lord Talfrin. I was tempted to run with that for a second, but I thought I'd be the only one who used. It is a large armored man, not as big as Kellen, but he is wearing. He's in the process of discarding his traveling pack and things and his bedroll as he charges into battle. He looks to be late 30s, early 40s. He's got like a shock of chestnut hair. He's got like a square, handsome face, sort of like a Hugh Jackman kind of sort of builds, like almost like movie star looks. He's wearing a battered, swampy chainmail. He's clearly been sort of wrestling his way here, not just wolves. And he's got a massive, whopping two-handed sword that he can barely sort of squeeze in through the door. He turns it diagonal at the last minute so he doesn't hit it like a horizontal bar and bend over it. But he comes leaping in, looking both a little bit terrified, but also kind of excited with a big grin across his face. And he lets out a bellow and he says, "For the morning, Lord!" And he strikes at the blondish, used to be blondish, irreparably no longer blonde direwolf.
So he charges across the room over to the one that's Blondie that's attacking Master Sunna. And do you want to make your attack roll, please?
I would actually really like to. So he is going to get. I'm going to use one of my powers, which is. Can I say that I came into battle with a power prepared that you have to usually prepare before a fight?
Okay.
Or,
well, I imagine you wouldn't go anywhere without having prepared. Is that right?
Well, this power is it's called it's a channel divinity power, which is a sacred weapon. Mm-hmm. As an act, you can imbue a weapon with positive energy. Can I come in with that?
All right, let's go.
Already going, or
we're making your hero entrance. So
all right.
Yeah.
So I come in, and my two-handed sword blazes with light, sort of like a version of the Sunblade. It's just completely lit up. And as he comes charging in, he swings overhead, taking off over a couple of raptors. 16 plus 20 plus, I think I hit. Plus 5, so 25 to hit.
25 will absolutely hit. Do you want to roll your damage, please?
Yes. I roll, the great sword is 2d6 plus 2, and I'm going to spend a spell slot to get an extra 2d8 on that.
Okay.
That is a... that's 2. That's 7 plus 2 is 9 plus d8. I am missing my d8. Could somebody roll 2d8 for me? Sorry.
2d8?
Yep.
Okay, 2 and 3. 5 total.
Okay, so that is 14 damage.
Okay. So
for the first attack.
Okay, so Blondie, yeah. Oh, sorry, you've got more, do you?
Well, it says here that I get extra attacks. Every time I make an attack action, I get a second one.
Okay. I trust you.
18, that's what D&D Beyond's telling me.
Okay.
18 plus everything, so I hit with the second one.
Yep.
So 2d6, that's a 4. 10 plus 2, 12 plus 2d8.
12 plus 2d8. So that's 8 and 4, so that's another 12. So it's 20,
that's 24.
24
yeah.
Yep. Do you want to describe Blondie's death?
All right, I come through and I bring it through a transverse cut that begins at the mouth, goes through the joints of the jaw, down the neck, across the clavicle, shoulders, all the way through the thoracic cavity and out the back of the pelvis, just below the tail. And I leave him, so the lower half is standing there for a bit, looking like a gleaming red surfboard has been laid across the top. The other half, it just sort of flops over and lies on the back. There's a horrendous torrent of blood that just bursts up all over Master Sunna, and my guy looks a little chagrined.
Okay, Master Sunna, it's your turn. You've just been covered in blood, but the good thing is it's come from that wolf that was biting at you. This stranger with his sword of blazing light is just running beside you. Your companions are dying horribly. What's your plan? So you still have the Grey Wolf is still in combat range. So
okay.
You're still in.
I say we trust this reasonably attractive, average-looking man. I say we trust him.
Yeah. So I trust the people who kill the enemies for you, which is awesome. But we still have. There are still 2 dire wolves.
So there's 5 left in total in the room. Everyone had 2 on them. You've still got Grey Wolf. The Grey Wolf is still on you. So you're still in combat range at the moment of it. You'd have to, if you wanted to go anywhere else, you'd have to disengage without giving it an attack.
Right. Okay, so then, no, I give the stranger a short, thank you nod and launch into attack the Grey Wolf.
Okay.
With a natural 20.
Excellent.
That's 26.
Sorry?
That would be 26.
You don't need to worry about that. Would you like to make your damage roll, and you roll your damage dice twice? Your damage die twice, and don't forget you get your extra damage, your +2 damage because of your sun. I assume it's the sun sword that you use.
Sun sword, yes. Yeah. Because why would I use anything else? And +2 is then. No, hang on. So I've done this. So that would be 8, and then that's 4 is 12.
Okay, 12. And did you add the +2 extra damage you get because of this?
Oh no, then that's 14.
14. So the sort of the radiant light passes through, your enemy. You feel almost like a burning, as it passes through as if it's light. Obviously, it doesn't make any contact with it, but you can smell and hear the sizzling of the beast as your blade cuts into it, and you get a great surge of satisfaction from your sword as you do so. Anything else? Yes,
I also have an extra attack, which is unarmed, but that's 10. Is he armored like the Grey Wolf? No.
Nope.
And this is 6 damage.
Okay, so 6. So what was your die roll? Sorry, to attack it.
10.
10 without any modifiers, or?
Yeah, no, that was already with the modifiers.
That was modifiers. Well, 10 unfortunately does not hit. So I think you must have been thrown off because of the lack of resistance to the blade. Sort of threw off your follow-up.
I was just so amazed at the blade. It was like, the first time, using it the first time.
Okay, is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Okay, Kellen, you've seen the stranger rush in. You've seen the wolf explode behind you. However, you got the 2 on you. You've got the black one that took the first bite out of you, and you've got the sort of one with the skunk stripes on it as well. Kellen, what's your plan?
That one, just flashing back, that small polished stone that we had discovered in Baba Lasaga's hut. Did we learn what the properties were of that?
Mm-mm. The green one.
I think we did. It was like a stone of luck.
Yeah. So who has the stone of luck?
I do, of course.
Okay, you get a +1 bonus to ability checks and saving throws.
Okay. I am going to fly into my barbaric frenzy.
Okay.
And just start hacking away with my blood spear at one of the 2 dire wolves.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'll attack the nearest one with my blood spear.
Okay, go for it.
16 plus 23.
23 will hit.
All right. And 9 damage.
Okay, well done. That's chops an ear off the black wolf.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. It actually does, there's an extra +2. Okay. 11 damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to attack again.
Yes. A bit of nostril there as well.
13.
Yes. Will not hit.
Oh, that will not hit.
No.
Ugh.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably coming into contact with it, but you realise that the creature's hide is so thick that it just doesn't pierce through.
Okay, this one should hit 25.
Yeah.
And shoot. Hang on. I'm going to have to use my bad dice.
Sorry.
Oh, good deal. Yeah, right. 11.
11 will not hit, unfortunately.
Oh, no. That was the damage roll.
Oh, the damage. Oh,
I had 25 on the hit roll.
Okay, so the black wolf gives a yelp as you remove its front right paw from its foot. It's still threat, still there in front of you, but you've dealt a considerable amount of damage to it.
All right, that's the end of my turn.
Okay, so it's time for the wolfies. And they're there, guys, are in your face, and they are biting at you. And we're gonna have a bit of munch, and we're gonna start to try to. Now that they've reached you guys, they're gonna try to pounce on you and push you over as well. So, Kellen, the black wolf you've just maimed, is having its first attack, and it's still backed up by its buddy. So it manages to get 24 versus AC.
That'll hit.
Okay. So again, it snaps at you for another 10 piercing damage. Yes.
Hang on just one sec. I think I have resistance to piercing when I'm in my rage.
Okay.
So is that... Yes, I do.
Yeah, you only get 5 piercing damage, but as the wolf does that, it's trying to bowl you over, so you need to take a strength saving throw.
And I get a +1 on that?
Because of your luck stone, yeah.
I think you also get another +4 from me.
Okay, so +5.
Would you like to describe why that's happening?
Yeah. Let me pull it up here. Sorry, I'm still learning this character sheet just a little bit. I have a center features and traits. Aura of Protection. While you are conscious, you grant all friendly creatures, including you within 10 feet, a +4 bonus to all saving throws.
There you go. Ooh. So there you go. +6, basically, on top of your normal save.
Very helpful.
Okay, I'm in the mid-20s already without the
you're
bonus.
fine. You can feel the wolf's trying to push you over, but not much luck. However, Skunk Stripe has a shot at you. Again, backed up because its pal is there, but I think it obviously they must be a mating couple, because even though these guys have an advantage over you, it's just so put off with the damage that you've caused to its partner that it's not able to. There's no way that either of those dice rolls were sufficient. Grey Wolf is turning to this newcomer, who's just obliterated its friend. Now, because there's only one of it left, it does not get any kind of advantage. However, it rolls very well. It manages to get 25 versus AC. Newcomer, is that
that will hit?
That will hit. So that still manages to bite at you for 10 piercing damage. And can I also ask you to take a strength saving throw to see if it knocks you over?
All right. So I have my +4 strength saving throw is +6, so that's a +10. That's a 20 +10. That's a 30.
Fine. You're absolutely fine. And then to Jean. Poor Jean, all alone. You've got these two wolves still snapping at you.
Yes.
The ginger wolf goes first, Jean, and it manages to get 17 versus AC.
Yes, that hurts very badly.
That bites you for 10 piercing damage, and one eye snaps at you for 19 versus AC. So that's another.
How many dice are you throwing at the same time? Is it like
because there's two attacking you together? They're working
right.
as a pack, like.
Yes. No, so it hurts rather badly.
They get advantage. So how are you doing health wise?
I got 5 left.
That's good.
No, I don't want to die.
Crit-Faced is a weekly Dungeons & Dragons podcast. To make sure you never miss an episode, and to get an exclusive prequel episode of the podcast where you can find out what our characters were up to before this adventure began, head over to critfacedpodcasts.com and join our Crit-Faced fan group.